Welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2004, where today we will be at Bristol Motor Speedway for race 7 to 36 for the running of the Food City 500. Last time out at Texas Motor Speedway, Ward Burton edged Dylan Murway in a thrilling last lap duel to the finish. Dylan Murway thought he had the lead off of 4, hit the wall, and Ward Burton was able to take advantage and go victory lane and earn his first win since New Hampshire in July of 2002. Today at Bristol Motor Speedway, qualifying just wrapped up. Dylan Murway will start outside pole again, just like last week, for the first real short track race of the year. Let's go to PRN's Doug Rice and Mark Garrow.
Welcome, everyone, to Bristol, Tennessee for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Food City 500. This is one of the most exciting tracks in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. So many cars, so little space. Wouldn't you agree?
The fans here love watching this race. There'll be some bumping and banging out there in this one. I can assure you of that.
The 64 car has a string of top fives going.
You know, people get so concerned with wins. I'll take consistent top fives all year long over a win. Besides, when you are constantly finishing in the top 5, a win is just around the corner.
Jeff Green was the 2000 Busch Series champion, thoroughly dominating everyone on the circuit that year.
Plus, he was the runner-up in 1999 and 2001. He would like to get the finishes and consistency he enjoyed over that 3-year run here in NASCAR Winston Cup.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup. The 64 car, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will be starting from the number 2 spot. In the second row are the UPS 4 and the Motorcraft 4. Starting the race from row 3 are the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the Altel Dodge. The fourth row has the Tide Pontiac and the Valvoline Pontiac. Starting the race from row 5 will be the Caterpillar Dodge and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. In row 6 we have the Rubbermaid Sharpie Ford and the 18 car. Starting from row 7 will be the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge and the U.S. Army Pontiac. In the 8th row are the America Online Chevrolet and the O2 car. In the 9th row, we have the Target Dodge and the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. In the 10th row are the Sterling Marlin Dodge and the Hooters Ford. Starting the race from row 11 are the Stacker 2 Dodge and the BAM Racing Dodge. The 12th row has the Granger Ford and the Sitco Ford. Starting the race from row 13 will be the M&M's Ford and the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge. In row 14, we have the UAW Delphi Chevrolet and the Georgia Pacific Dodge. Starting from row 15 will be the DuPont Chevrolet and the Kellogg Chevrolet. In the 16th row are the Haviland Dodge and the 60 car.
Holy yourself. It's accepted.
In the 17th row are the Civil Air Patrol Chevrolet and the Lowe's Chevrolet.
It's accepted.
In the 18th row are the DeWalt Power Tools Ford and the 57 car.
Good.
Starting the race from row 19 are the Team Rusty Dodge and the Home Depot Chevrolet. The 20th row has the 6 car and the Net Zero Pontiac.
Holy fucking sheep.
Starting the race from row 21 will be the Pennzoil Chevrolet and the Cheerios Dodge. And finally, starting from the rear of the field will be the Kodak Maxfilm Pontiac.
125 laps of madness await us in the jungle that is known as Thunder Valley. Twice a year, this city swells to the largest in the state of Tennessee, and there's good reason why. 43 cars, inches apart, bumper-to-bumper traffic. It's about as hectic as road rage on I-25 on an average weekday morning, if I say so myself. Earnhardt Jr., Dylan Murway on the front row. Some of the longer races we have this season. Pace car is off. Jr. leads him down. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Great thinking for Dale Jr. to get a nice run and allow Dylan Murway to be let in. And here comes Dylan Murway already going to go under Earnhardt Jr. here on the first lap and take off. As you kind of saw in the starting lineup, more qualifying woes for Hendrick drivers, because as you saw, all four of them qualified outside the top 25, with Joe Nemechek leading the way in 27th. This was definitely one of the more bigger stories from qualifying yesterday, as it's very unusual to see guys like Jeff Gordon and Terry Labonte, who typically run pretty well at this track, qualify so poorly. Jeff Gordon started 29th. Jimmy Johnson started out in 34th today. Very unusual to see. Six laps complete in 15 seconds a lap. These laps will click by very fast around a little half-mile bull ring, and you're probably thinking, oh, 125 laps? That doesn't take too long. Last season, we had 14 cautions at this race. $125 laps, if you get enough cautions, can take a really long time. But for drivers who are and if you get a lot of green flag racing, yeah, we're loose. Bad loose. $125 laps of green flag racing might not take very long to complete, if you really think about it. So the top five has seemed to settle out. Dylan Murway is your leader, followed by Earnhardt Jr. second, Ricky Craven third, Dale Jarrett fourth, and Ricky Rudd running out the top five. Dylan Murway is starting to gap the 8 of Earnhardt Jr. We got the top five is starting to settle down. Ryan Newman has fallen to 6th. He started outside of row 2 today. And you can already see how short the field is here at Bristol. Those that we talked about, the Hendrick Motorsports qualifying issues with everybody starting outside the top 20, with Joe Nemechek being the fastest of the team. you can already see the back of the field and the zero car Jack Sprague being the first car one lap down. If drivers get fast enough, you can see a lot of cars fall a lap down today. It could be a very unusual race with a lot of green flag runs. Possible fuel strategy as well. The question is, how quickly will Dillon negotiate through traffic? Will the drivers have to move over, or will they make life tough for our leader and allow Earnhardt Jr. to close up? Dylan Murray has opened up a 2-second lead on the 8 of Earnhardt Jr. As Sprague is closing, Dylan is closing up on the 0 of Jack Sprague. He's going to put him a lap down. Or here's another thing you can do, just give him the bumper. By the way, Ricky Rudd has taken second from the 8 of Earnhardt Jr. Ooh. Dylan Murray has put Kevin LePage a lap down. This could make for an interesting couple laps while Dylan Murray sorts himself out, as Ricky Rudd is actually eaten into Dylan's 2-second lead a little bit. As Dylan puts the 43 of Fittipaldi a lap down, tries to look by the 46 of Ashton Lewis and the 60 of Stanton Barrett. It's by those two, puts them a lap down. Could be interesting to see how Dylan Murray is able to negotiate his way past the 16 of Greg Biffle, because Bristol's definitely a place you'll see a lot of payback, I have a feeling. Oh, whoa, Dylan almost gets taken out. That wasn't an accidental slide because he got loose. That was a slide to hook the leader. That was a deliberate slide. That was the deliberate electric slide there. As Dylan Murray is just rolling through this field like it's nothing. He's got Kenny Wallace a lap down. There's the 49 of Ken Schrader up ahead. Schrader's a lap down. The 0-2 of Hermie Sadler is probably going to be up next. And look at some of the names ahead of Sadler. We got Matt Kenseth. Tony Stewart didn't qualify very well. Mark Martin's back there. I saw him. Now this is ahead of Terry Labonte. Dylan puts Terry a lap down, as he's already opened up a 4-second lead over Ricky Rudd just from lapping all these cars alone. Dylan will get by Mark Martin and figure out how to negotiate himself past the 1 car Jeff Green and the 20 car Tony Stewart. We should see some cars head down pit road for, contact right there. Dylan Murray kind of got the wall and got hit by Stewart. So that'll put him a lap down. That'll put Jeff Green a lap down. We see Rusty Wallace and Kyle Petty up ahead. The next two are fighting to go to hopefully keep themselves on the lead lap, as Dylan gets arrow loose under the 2. 35 laps complete, and Dylan Murray is just gone. He is all but checked out. on the field. You got Jimmy Johnson up ahead, Bill Elliott, Jeff Burton, Brett Bodine. Oh, whoa! Dylan almost gets loose on the backstretch. Saves that car. Somehow, as Dylan Murway tries to move Kyle Petty out of the way. He's going to do the same to Rusty. In the 2. Dylan's trying to make a fuel run. See how long he can make a tank of fuel stretch. He's getting close. As it looks like you might see some cars head down pit road next 2 or 3 laps by the looks of it. Dylan Norway trying to negotiate himself around some traffic. Brett Bonine falls a lap down. And so does the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, unfortunately. Dylan Murway trying to make that fuel last. And the caution has come out. Debris on the backstretch for the first yellow of the day here on lap 41. Bill Elliott is lucky enough that he doesn't fall a lap down. And it looks like Johnson ran over the debris. We'll see if that did anything to his tire. Didn't look like it cut it. So we'll see the first pit stop of the afternoon. Dylan Murway heads down pit road. First pit stop of the day. It looks like seems to be good on the right side. Ward Burton down pit road. Johnny Benson, Jeff Gordon, he got lucky. If you want to talk about lucky on that last green flag stretch, talk to Bill Elliott. So Ricky Rudd came into the pits second. He comes out first. Pace car is off. Green flag waves. Dylan tries to squeeze down in front of those lap cars. Hopefully Stanton Barrett lets him in. Tight squeeze, 3 wide. Dylan gets out of it. Ricky Rudd is the lead car. Well, Ricky Rudd just took the lead from Craven. Just took the lead from Rudd on the inside. Looks like they're falling in line here. Dylan charges in. Look at the line. He's almost like he's fast enough that he basically rips that little area between where the yellow line's at from the apron to the racetrack. And that's how he's able to get by Craven and all those guys clean. As Dylan comes back to the point, he's got the lap car of Rusty Wallace as a pick. Ricky Rudd trying to take the lead. $50 laps complete in the Food City 500. Dylan Murway about ready to open the gap over the 21 of Craven. Ward Burton has made his way inside the top 5. 52 laps complete. Here in the Food City 500. And And Dylan Murray has led all but maybe a couple of them. Ooh. As we'll take a look at race stats. Jeff Gordon, after starting 29th, is up in 7th. Kevin Harvick up in 9th. So we're seeing cars that are on the lead lap approximately over half the field. Tony Stewart is fighting to stay on the lead lap, but everybody from Rusty on back is a lap down. And wow, tough day for Mark Martin. 38th, 1 lap down. Mark Martin and Matt Kenseth are outside the top 35 right now. Tough day for those two. It's technically spring break at this time of the season, early on in this 2003 campaign, so why don't we just listen to the roar of the fans who are coming down to Tennessee to watch a cup race on spring break with a good old NASCAR on Fox. Crank it up. Oh, that was almost bad. Almost a big moment there coming out of turn 2 between Dylan Murray and Tony Stewart, and that actually allowed Ricky Rudd to close up big time on the leader. Tony Stewart obviously fighting to stay on the lead lap. Dylan almost got to him to put him a lap down, but there was contact. The right front, Tony Stewart, the left front, Dylan Murray. Those two did get into each other earlier. It's going more for the bumper cam, which I'm surprised it hasn't been broken off today. So far, the top 3 has separated themselves from the rest of the field. Dylan Murray, Ricky Rudd, and the 12 of Ryan Newman. Rudd trying to find an opening to get by the 64. And that actually is this side-by-side battle is basically put 5 cars under a blanket as Dylan Murway is trying to work with Tony to power forward, keep him on the lead lap as much as he can. Well, as best as he can, I'm sorry. As Jack Sprague becomes the pick that Dylan needed to get away from Newman. Ryan Newman is there. The 12. He's trying to look for an out to get by the 64. Newman is there on the inside. They're neck and neck. Oh, Dylan got the wall. And that, unfortunately, was all Tony wrote, as Ryan Newman's going to put him a lap down probably by turn 2. Dylan Murway, I guess he's trying to maybe save his equipment by staying behind Tony as much as he can. Save his fuel, save his brakes, save his car, because late in these stages, as these laps click off, patience all will fall out the window and be replaced quickly with lots of aggression. You know, they always said patience is a virtue in school. They should have put in the lesson, unless you're at a short track. Ryan Newman has just put Greg Biffle an extra lap down. Biffle is going to probably block Dylan here. Oh, contact! Dylan gets into Biffle, gets taken out. Caution has come out. Second one of the day. Huge for this in this one.
It seems like we had a lot of lead changes.
I'll tell you what, it seemed like every time I looked up, there was a different leader out there. It was a busy race for those guys battling for the top spot.
The 64 car, after leading all of those laps, will not get the trophy.
Wow, he just didn't lead the most important one, the lap where the checkered came out.
The 64 car has the beginnings of a rivalry with the 45 car.
Well, when you're out there beating and banging on guys, some feathers are bound to get ruffled. Maybe after some time to cool off, they'll be back to racing with clear heads.
From all of us here at EA Sports, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next week at Martinsville.
The Martinsville Night Race, presented by Diecast Buffet. However the hell you pronounce it. So, a little bit of rivals heading into Martinsville could make for some interesting times. So, Matt Kenseth punches his ticket into the playoffs with a win at Martinsville, tying with Brett Bodine somehow. Rusty Wallace third, Stanton Barrett fourth, Jimmy Johnson fifth, Tony Stewart sixth, Kyle Petty seventh, Kenny Wallace eighth, Terry Labonte ninth, and Mark Martin rounds out the top 10. That basically flipped. That caution with Dylan Murway flipped this race on its head. My goodness. Greg Biffle basically took out Dylan Murway, who led the most laps today and could make for some interesting moments. So Matt Kenseth is officially a playoff driver. So, next time, Friday night, we have our first night race of the season, the Martinsville 500, presented by Diecast Buffet. Please check out his YouTube channel. I will be posting a link to his page in the description. But Friday night at 9 Eastern, check out. It is the Martinsville 500, presented by Diecast Buffet. So Matt Kenseth wins today at Bristol. That made for some interesting moments there. So 2 more short track races under the lights, plus the wild card at Talladega and the night race and the first night race at Darlington. Could make for some interesting moments in the schedule. So awards for the week: Dale Jr. won the pole. Dylan Murway led the most laps. Matt Kenseth passed the most cars. Dylan Murway had the best lap. Stanton Barrett was the best rookie, and Mark Martin made the best pass. So Dylan Murway, with his multiple wins, is a massive chokehold on the Rookie of the Year standings. He also is the driver that has the most poles this season. So Chevrolet is a 4-point lead over Ford, and Dylan Murway has a big chokehold on the EA Sports Lap Champion Award. So arguably, I'd say a lot of questionable moments. So Matt Kenseth has become the 5th driver to punch his ticket to the playoffs this season, but a lot of big names haven't won yet. Jimmy Johnson, the NASCAR 03 playoff champion. Dale Jr. hasn't won yet. Ricky Rudd, Kevin Harvick hasn't won. Kurt Busch, Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin haven't won yet. Jeff Gordon hasn't won a race yet. Obviously, some good races are coming up for guys like Gordon with Martinsville and Richmond and probably Darlington. Junior is always strong at Talladega, but a lot of question marks so far in this early stage of the year. So next Friday, 9 Eastern, please tune in for the Martinsville 500 presented by Diecast Buffett. Have a great day.